Hey guys, I want to give those of you that are doing the video presentation, and maybe even those of you that are coming to campus can get some tips out of this, some suggestions on how to proceed and how to incorporate the visual aid. So I'm ready to do my presentation. I've totally learned my outline. I know it very well, but still I have it with me in case I get nervous and I need to glance down at it for a second just to keep myself on track. So those of you that are coming to campus for the presentation, bring the outline with you. Those of you that are videoing the presentation, you have the advantage of being able to start over and over and over as many times as you want to, but still keep your outline nearby so that you can just glance down occasionally and make sure that you're covering the points that you wanted to cover. So the important parts on the outline are that the MLA citations are correct and that you're following the required structure, the MLA citations for each source and then the points for each source. And so you're just summarizing here. You don't have to make any argument or give any of your own opinions. You're just summarizing the research that you found. Your next step is going to be turning this research into a topic that you can then write your paper on. And so hopefully some of these sources that you found so far you'll be able to use. Hopefully you'll be able to use all of them. But not everybody will be able to, and that's okay. Now you've gotten a good idea of what you want to do for your topic, and it may not be the same direction that you started out off in. Just to note, there were not requirements for what types of sources you had to use in your outline other than the 40 model essays essay and the visual aid. On your research paper, you will have to have credible sources, which means they either have to come from Galileo or be by a professional in the field, whatever field is being written about. And so, you know, Wikipedia, high school student science projects, web pages with no author, those will not be acceptable to meet the source requirement in the research paper. Okay, so presentation. I'm going to say hello. Well, let me back up for a second. I'm doing a different essay than y'all were choosing from so that I don't step on anybody else's toes here and eliminate something that you had wanted to do as a possibility. So, my name is Cameron Bentley, and I am doing a presentation on the research that I have found in response to Deborah Tannen's essay, But What Do You Mean? And Tannen makes very good points about gender differences and communication styles. Okay, so here I would go through 3 of the points that Deborah Tannen makes. And then my next source is Two Little Words by Nancy Lublin, and she includes a graphic. And this chart shows gender differences and language use. And, okay, I'm going to put this down now. If I were doing this presentation for real, I would then go through and explain 3 of the points on the chart as my 3 points for this source. All right, so here, some people have video editing skills and can put in a screenshot or present the computer image of the visual aid, and that's great. If you can do that, that's the best way to do it, because then people can pause it and look at it, and everybody's clear on what the source is, what the visual aid is. All right. Some people use a map on a wall or a big chart that they've printed out and pasted to a poster board or something, and just zoom in on that. That works great too. Some people hold up their visual aid in front of the camera. And that works okay as long as you can leave it there long enough that it's clear to everybody, and as long as when you review your video, you're sure that all of the words can be read, right? I won't have a physical copy of your visual aid, and so I will need to be able to see it clearly on the screen to know what it says. All right, so here I've created my own visual aid, and this represents a stereotypical female as portrayed by Suzanne Britt in the essay, I Want a Wife. And so I'm using I Want a Wife as my third source, and one point is this image that she presents of a wife, and then I'm going to go on and talk about two other points from that source. So that's two different ways to do visual aids. And when I was using this one as my visual aid, I took 3 points from the visual aid itself. When I was using this as my visual aid, this was 1 point from that source, and then I made 2 other points from that source. So you can do it anyway. Again, really the only speaking skill that's being graded here is that you not read. Please don't read to us. And other than that, the grade is mostly about citations, organization, and grammar, mostly in the written part, but you don't want to make any bad grammar mistakes in your spoken part either. All right, can't wait to see what you guys do.